JMG Design and Build has been tapped to evaluate a proposed 256 square meter residential bungalow in Lacolac, with construction targeted to begin in January 2027. Before moving into active planning, 3 core parameters must be aligned: a phased construction schedule, a strictly bifurcated budget, and sign-off from a structural engineer. Resolving these specific factors immediately is the mandatory first step. Without them, the project cannot transition from the initial drafting phase into actionable, costed construction planning. This hand-annotated plan shows the specific 16-meter by 16-meter perimeter. The strategy here organizes the private bedrooms along the outer edges, wrapping them around a large central living space. The private quarters consist of 4 standard 4-by-4-meter bedrooms, along with a dedicated master bedroom suite located in the bottom left corner. Moving to the utility requirements, the plans specify critical engineering notes for the wet areas, specifically the kitchen, laundry, and bathrooms. The floors must be properly sloped toward designated drain points. This specific layout successfully segregates the private rooms from the utility zones. However, those engineering requirements for water drainage must be integrated immediately during the initial foundation phase to function correctly. Returning to the center of the plan, the design features a massive open core. It combines a 10 by 8 meter living room, flanked by the dining room and an island kitchen layout. This section of the blueprint shows the defining architectural feature of that central space, the living room skylight. Installing an overhead window of this size requires specialized roof framing. As explicitly noted in the red markup, the skylight requires either metal or reinforced concrete beams to carry the load, and the final dimensions must be verified by a structural engineer. Without formal structural engineering sign-off on these load-bearing specifications, the overall roof and core framing design cannot be safely locked in. Beyond the structure, the client requires a phased-out construction and planning workflow, scaling up over time to meet the January 2027 commencement date. This client email confirms the strict budgeting rule for the project. The final quote must be completely bifurcated into 2 parts: estimated direct costs and the overhead profit margin. The EDC category will isolate the raw project expenses, encompassing all materials, labor, and equipment. The overhead column will contain the contractor's profit alongside overhead, contingencies, and miscellaneous expenses. Adherence to this specific level of financial transparency is a firm prerequisite before the contractor can move into the preliminary costing phase. To move forward, 3 open items require immediate resolution: acquiring structural clearance for the skylight, formalizing the bifurcated budget framework, and locking the phased 2027 workflow. The immediate next step is for the client to utilize the provided Google Calendar link to book an initial virtual consultation. Once this meeting occurs, JMG Design and Build will release preliminary costing and final construction approach recommendations to begin bringing the Lacolac bungalow to life.